Hey everyone, I'm Erin with Five Parks Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. Today's class is a breath and body reconnect. So we are going to stay low to the floor. We're going to be practicing some deep stretches. Props are not necessary, but you might want a strap or a block for some of our deep stretches. And if you don't have those items, no problem. I'll talk you through all of the stretches with modifications. If you have not already, please do subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the bell icon for notifications of new classes. So today we're going to start in a child's pose. So come toward the back of your mat, spread your knees wide, bring your big toes to touch, and stretch your arms long out in front of you, and place your forehead down toward the floor or on a block or on a blanket. As you breathe in, fill up your belly. Let your belly expand between your legs. And then exhale through your mouth. And let's move into Ujjayi Pranayama. So breathe in through your nose and exhale through your nose. Keep your lips closed. Notice the sound of your breath as it's close to the floor. And gently constrict the back of your throat as you breathe in and out through your nose. Continue to expand your belly as you breathe in, bringing the breath nice deep down toward your tailbone, and just moving it away from just your chest. And then one last breath here in this first extended child's pose. Continue with your deep Ujjayi breaths, and then walk your hands off to the right. Reach actively through your left fingertips. Breathe into your left side. Nice deep exhale here. And walk back through center and off to the left. Reach actively through your right fingertips. Breathe in. Exhale. And then walk your hands back through center and take one final breath here in this first child's pose. Breathe in. Press up to a tabletop position. And from this tabletop position, let's start to really intentionally connect our breathing to our movement. So you don't have to go at my own pace, but we're going to move through some cats and cows. As you breathe in, you're going to drop your belly down. Lift your chin away from your chest. Reach through the crown of your head and your tailbone. And as you breathe out, round your spine. Go at the pace of your own breath. Breathe in, coming to cow pose. Breathe out, round to cat. Come back to tabletop position. From this position, bring your right foot, your right leg straight out to the right. Position your toes right in front of your heel. Tuck your left toes under and bring your hip to your heel. Enjoy this nice stretch in your right inner thigh. Bringing your forehead a little bit closer to the floor or a block. And then press your way all the way back up. Take your left foot flat to the floor, and then come all the way up, bringing your arms up overhead. Position your toes off to the side now. And then we're going to take gate pose. So slide your right hand down your right leg, reach your left arm up and across. Keep your shoulder right in line with your hip. Bring both arms up overhead and then come off to the opposite side for a modified side plank. So bring your left hand down toward the floor, reach your right leg up off the floor, actively reach through your right fingertips up toward the ceiling. You can keep your gaze down at your hand or up toward the ceiling. And then press off of your hand, come all the way back up, reaching your arms up overhead, and then come back into tabletop position, and we'll switch sides. So bring your left leg off to the left, position your toes right in front of your heel. Tuck your right toes under, bring your hip toward your heel, and then walk your hands forward like you're doing child's pose, maybe bringing your forehead toward a block or maybe down onto your mat. Take a deep breath here, feeling the stretch in your left inner thigh. Walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders. Take your right foot flat to the floor, and then bring both arms up overhead. Reach up, look up, and then gate pose to the other side. Slide your left hand, or take your left toes off to the side, and then slide your left hand down your left leg. Reach your right arm up and over. Keep your right shoulder right in line with your right hip. Come all the way back up as you breathe in, and then switch sides for modified side plank, taking your right hand down toward the floor and lifting your left leg up off the floor. Reaching actively through your left fingertips up toward the ceiling. You can take your gaze down at your hand or up towards your fingertips. And then press up off your right hand, come all the way up, breathe in, and then exhale back to a tabletop position. And then from this position, cross over both ankles and come into a seated position. Bring both legs straight out in front of you. Point all 10 toes up toward the ceiling. Lift your arms up overhead and then forward fold over both legs. If you would like to use a strap, you can take your strap, place it around your feet, hold on to the ends of your strap so you can hinge from your hips, keep a nice long spine. Or you can take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes, and then actively draw your elbows down toward your mat. 2 more breaths here. As always, you can have your knees as bent as is needed in this posture. Exhale. On your next breath in, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down by your side. All right, let's move into a side stretch. So take your left foot off to the left and bring your right foot to your left inner thigh. All right, and for your side bend, you're gonna take your shoulders and face them toward your right knee. And then you're gonna reach your right arm up and over toward your left toes. You don't have to reach your left toes. It's more important to keep your shoulder right in line with your hips, your hip. Exhale here. Come all the way back up and now face your left toes. If you'd like to use a strap, you can place it around your foot. Hold on to the ends of your strap. Sit up tall, breathe in, and then exhale, breathe out. If you're not using a strap, you can just reach your hands toward your foot or rest them on the floor. Try to keep your shoulders so they're in line with one another. So that might just mean going slightly past your hips, or you can go further. And then come all the way back up. Now you're going to take your left foot and bring it toward your right knee or your right hip flexor. If that doesn't work for your knees, you can always sit on a block, prop yourself up, or you can take a cross-legged position. So bringing your foot in front of your shin, and then bring both arms up overhead, breathe in, and then twist. Right hand to your left knee, left hand out behind. You can maybe take your strap around your foot, for a bind. You can take hold of your strap with your left hand, or if you can reach your toes, you can maybe take hold of your toes and bind. Breathe in and out. And then release from your twist and take your left shin to the floor. So your left knee is going to meet your right heel. Take your right hand out behind you, place it on the floor, and then lift your hips up, reach your arm up, look up, maybe look back and reach back, breathe in, and then exhale, circle your arm down, place your hips back down on the floor, and we'll take those stretches on the other side. So now you're going to extend your right leg to the right, toes face up over your heel. You're going to bring your left foot to your right inner thigh, and we'll take the side bend first. So take your right hand and reach it toward your left knee. Take your left hand up and then reach toward your toes. Again, you can place a strap around your foot. Take hold of your strap. Or you can just actively reach, but try to keep your shoulder right in line with your hip versus reaching for your toes and collapsing through your chest. Then come all the way back up. And then you're going to take the forward bend over your right leg. So just take your shoulders, face your foot, and then you can walk your hands towards your foot. Take hold of your strap. Take hold of your foot. Or just rest your hands or your forearms on your mat. But try to keep your shoulders facing toward your foot and in line with one another. Breathe in and out. Come all the way back up. And then let's take that twist by bringing your right foot toward your left hip. Maybe it's your left knee, maybe it's your left hip, maybe it's flat to the floor, maybe you're sitting on a block. Whatever works for you. We're just going to take a spinal twist. Most importantly, you're working with your breath. You're keeping your shoulders over your hips. So take your left hand, place it on your right knee, reach your right hand around, place it on the floor. Again, keeping your shoulders stacked over your hips, or maybe reaching toward your toes, or if you have a strap, you can take your strap around your foot. That's a little loud. And then take hold of your strap. Just to access that bind, maybe go a little bit deeper. But again, a strap is not necessary. You can just set your hand on the floor and release. If you have a strap, take it off of your foot. Place it off to the side. And then come up onto your shins toward the back of your mat. We're going to come into heart melting pose. So stack your shoulders over your hips, reach your arms up overhead, and then from here you're going to keep your hips right over your knees, and you're just going to reach your arms forward, walk them forward like you're doing child's pose, but again, keeping your hips over your knees. So this is a nice deep shoulder stretch. Breathe in and out. And just release your shoulders. Breathe in and out. Try to breathe in and out through your nose if you can. Just controlling the length and depth of your breath. One more time. And of course, it's okay to go at your own pace. If your breathing is longer and slower or faster, that's totally fine. Now walk your hands back up. Bring your shoulders back over your hips again. And we're going to move into Ustrasana, or camel pose. This is a nice heart and chest and lung opener. So you can keep your feet flat to the floor, or you can tuck your toes. Breathe in, reach your arms up overhead. Breathe out, bring your hands to your low back. palms on your low back, fingers face down. Draw your elbows back, lift your chin up, look up. And you can take your hands towards your heels if that's accessible. Press your hips forward, lift your chest up, look back. Two more breaths. Take your hands back to your low back if they're not there already. Bring your hips to your heels. Rest your hands on your thighs. Keep your shoulders right over your hips. Close your eyes. Breathe in. Open mouth, exhale. Open mouth, exhale. Last time, breathe in. Open mouth, exhale. All right, let's move into rabbit pose, which is a nice counter pose for camel pose. So we're gonna open up our lungs on the back side. So take your chin to your chest. You're gonna start to roll your shoulders forward and bring the top of your head toward your mat. Maybe it's gonna be on a block. Bring your hands toward your heels. Take a nice grip on your heels. And then start to lift your hips over your knees and then gently press onto the top of your head, but no weight or pressure on the top of your head for your neck. So light pressure on the top of your head, firm grip on your heels. And gently release. Bringing your hips back toward your heels and slowly rolling all the way back up. And then cross over your ankles and make your way down onto your back. If you have a block with you, bring it with you or make it accessible when you lie down. If you don't have a block, no worries. I'm going to guide you through the pose either way, with or without a block. So we're going to bend both legs, take your feet flat to the floor in line with your hips, arms alongside your body. Palms face down, fingers spread nice and wide. Breath to movement. Breathe in, lift your hips up, roll up the length of your spine. Breathe out, roll down, but stay active. Breathe in, roll up. Breathe out, roll down. Breathe in, roll up. Breathe out, roll down. Breathe in, roll up. If you have a block, you can place your block at any height underneath your sacrum, your tailbone, not your low back. If you do not have a block, you can hold bridge pose with your arms alongside your body, or you can interlace your hands underneath your hips and then roll onto the outer edges of your shoulders. So it's just going to be different activation of your muscles depending on which variation you take. If you're up on a block, you can relax your legs and just enjoy the front body opener. Keep your chin away from your chest and really open up your chest to some deep breathing into your lungs. So in child's pose, we did deep belly breathing. And then in this pose, continue to do deep breathing all the way down into your belly, but really focus on expanding your lungs. If you're up on a block, remove your block out from underneath you If you have your hands clasped, release your hands and then just roll all the way down. Let your knees touch one another. Take one deep breath here. We're just practicing Ujjayi Pranayama until the very end of our practice in Shavasana. Release your knees from one another and draw both knees into your chest. And let's take Uttanasana, which is knees to chest pose. So you can hold onto your knees with both hands, or you can reach opposite hand toward opposite wrist or opposite elbow. Try to keep your toes and heels side by side. Breathe deep into your belly, even though it's constricted in this posture. And let's take one twist before Shavasana. So bring your knees to a 90-degree angle. Your legs to a 90-degree angle. And then release both legs to the right. Either direction is fine. We're going to do both sides. Set them down. Deep belly, Ujjayi breathing. One more breath here. Switch sides, so come back through center and bring both knees off to the left, set them down on the floor. Any arm variation is absolutely fine as long as you're breathing deep into your belly, in and out through your nose. Exhale. Come back to center. One tiny little squeeze of your knees. Doesn't have to be a deep one, just to neutralize your spine, and then make your way to Shavasana. Extend your legs long, arms alongside your body. Palms face up, feet fall open. One more really big, intentional, cleansing breath. So breathe in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Return to the natural rhythm of your breathing. No force, no concentration, no effort. Notice the state of your body. Notice the state of your breath. Notice the state of your mind. And before you release everything, just take a body scan, wiggle out any tension that you're holding on to, become completely comfortable and relaxed in this posture. Your breath is calm. Let your thoughts float by. Enjoy your Shavasana for as long as you have time for today. Thank you so much again for joining me for class. And today as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to each and every one of yours, Namaste.